Here are some cursed items to include in your D&D games. A marionette that gives advantage on performance checks or a bonus, but comes alive at night and plays pranks or makes traps for the party. A dagger that deals extra necrotic damage, but makes you do a wisdom save when you're sleeping or taking watch against waking up and attacking your allies. A diary that records all the details of your travels and adventures, but describes a horrifying spectral figure stalking you just out of sight, getting closer and closer each day. A +1 magic wand that, when attuned, compels you to remove one of your fingers and replace it with the wand, which will then graft to your hand, replacing your finger as an appendage. A magical lamp that contains a genie that, when rubbed, offers 3 wishes. He doesn't grant them though, he just pops out of the lamp each day to nag you or give you unsolicited advice about how to achieve those goals. A pair of binoculars that make your eyes go red and itchy the longer you look through them, and while you look you can hear the binoculars breathing. A ring, give it any magical effect you want, but once it's attuned and on your finger, you don't want to take it off, and it slowly gets smaller and smaller each day. A sentient sword that speaks to you telepathically and screams and begs for you to stop whenever you hit someone with it. An old rotted tooth, however when someone touches it they must make a wisdom save or rip out one of their own teeth and replace it with this tooth, believing that this rotted tooth is in fact theirs. A mirror that shows someone else in the world at that given time, but the catch is, something bad is always happening to the person in the mirror. Let me know if you'd use any of these magic items, how you'd use them, if you want to give it to a cursed item merchant or a hag, or just have them out there in the wild. Let me know in the comments below. More cursed items for your D&D games. This first one comes in as a suggestion from the Squirreler's Tavern. The Squirreler's Mug of Temptation causes an aura that all around it are tempted to drink from the mug and make merry. Can be dangerous if poisoned, but it does make for a great addition to a alehouse or tavern. Staff with a bonus to nature or druid spells, but prolonged contact with the staff causes your fingers, limbs, and eventually your body to start turning into living wood. A helmet that raises the AC of the wearer by 1, but can't be removed until the curse is broken, and causes the wearer to become increasingly riskier in combat. A necklace representing a good-aligned deity that grants a boon to followers, but secretly guides the wearer towards their demise or the service of an evil deity. A scrying orb that shows your own potential death later that day. The more steps you take to avoid this fate, the worse situation you end up in from outside factors. Turns out the vision you saw is a lie and it's just trying to steer you astray. A bag of holding that has a small chance of becoming a bag of devouring on every use. A blade that grows more powerful when infused with the blood of its wielder. Each day, whenever blood is added to the blade, it gets slightly more powerful, up to a threshold where it will siphon the rest of the blood from that wielder and drop them to 0 HP. The blood can only be returned to them when the curse on the sword is broken. Let me know how you'd use these cursed items in the comments, and let me know if you want a part 3. Follow for more D&D content, and thanks to Squirreler's Tavern for joining.